welcome to the first MSL semi-final of the evening. What a matchup we have in store for us. The West Coast Cobras up against the Cockburn Wolves. For the West Coast Cobras, we've got Luke Ross, number 9, Luke Christie, number 16, Jake Pizzuto, number 4, James Toth, number 7, Tom Robles, number 1, Diego Florenca, number 6, Lachlan Ryan, number 22, Liam Cummings, number 21, Marco Florenca, number 8, Gregor Zerkis, number 12, and James Eustace, number 3. And lining up for the Cockburn Wolves, we've got Michael Dudek, their keeper, number 28, Stefan Kuzek, number 81, Michael Vlasic, number 80, Patrick Torres, number 87, Lucas Schultz, number 88, Connor O'Driscoll, number 85, Mark Gavranich, number 83, Declan Birdle, number 74, and Kenneth Moithius, number 84. And looking back at some of the matchups throughout earlier in the season, just see goalkeeper Michael Dudek has forgotten to put on his shin pads. So we'll just take a second to look at the past results throughout the season. Last matchups in round 5, the Cockburn Wolves both times got up against the West Coast Cobras. In round 5, they beat them 3-1. And in round 19, they got up 4-1. So Cockburn Wolves so far have the bragging rights, but West Coast Cobras did finish second on the ladder, and sorry, just got a little bit ball watching there, but it all matters now in the semi-final for a place in the grand final. Here's an early chance, but Robles collects. And now out to Cummings. Also, we've seen a score prediction from the one and only GK Midi. Cobras 6-2. I personally think it will be a low-scoring affair, maybe a 2-1 to the West Coast Cobras, or it could go either way. It's that finals futsal that we love to watch, and it's the little mistakes and just whoever's most clinical on the night that will bring the other team ahead on the evening. A place in the grand final. West Coast Cobras did miss out last time out in the winter season. They lost to Phoenix Futsal, who booked themselves a chance, and here's a chance for Liam Cummings, who squares, and that one just goes wide off the post. We just look at the coaching staff as well. For the West Coast Cobras, we've got head coach John Gutlich and assistant Ben O'Brien, and taking over this year for the Cockburn Wolves is head coach Filippo Ostuni and assistant coach Umbi DiTullio. As that chance just goes a-begging, wasn't far away at all. Some of the standout players for either side on the court at the moment, Luke Ross and Mark Gavranich, both fighting for that golden boot. Luke Ross, obviously, 22 goals and 8 assists, an outstanding campaign. He will be up there for MVP. And of course, Mark Gavranich, 16 games and 23 goals, 2 assists to his name. So they're some of their star players. They will be the ones posing the threat this evening. We also have ex-Cobras player on the bench, Connor O'Driscoll. Great footwork, and what a narrative it would be if he could get a goal, and here's an early chance. Exceptional play there by the West Coast Cobras. Pizzuto into Ryan, and Ross, that one just goes astray. As now we see Mark Gavranich, that left boot of his, always lethal, just goes wide. See Cobras just in possession. Wolves are happy to just, here's a chance for Ryan. Sorry, just got my words tumbled up a little bit there, but we know all about Wolves. They like to sit off and let the Cobras keep possession. They like to play on the counter-attack. Chipped into Ryan, and Ross couldn't get on the end of that one. Too much on that pass. Now, Wolves in a spell of possession. Kuzet keeps that one in play, gets past Ross. Florenka on the ball. You can feel the atmosphere in the building. Sorry, we're just having some technical difficulties. Just stand by with us. Oh, and we're back. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to miss any minutes of this one. But here we have Ryan. Great physicality and body to keep possession there, and resets to Florenka. Out wide to Pizzuto. Ryan back to Ross. Wide to Florenka. All 1-2 touch futsal at the moment. Ryan, Pizzuto, back to Ryan. Ross goes for the shot, and that was not far away. Kuzet, that one just goes astray, and Robles back in possession. Robles out to Ryan as we see Lockie Ryan check out for Cummins. Cummings out to Pizzuto, back to Cummings, but well read there by Vlasic. Florenka gets dispossessed, but does well to work back and win the ball. Wolves back in possession. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. We've just had some technical difficulties with the stream. Just bugging a little bit, but I think we're just trying to get it resolved at the moment. But I'll just keep you tuned in with the commentary. We know that there's an issue at the moment. We're trying to get it resolved. Florenka tries to skip past Vlasic, but couldn't get past him. Obviously, Ross brings it inside, goes for the shot. Well defended there, and it's going to be a corner ball. Christie back to Ross. Across to Diego Florenka, who checked in for his first minutes, and that one just went under his foot. A cheeky smile from him. He knew that he made a mistake there, but it's all good. Cockburn Wolves back in possession with Kuzet getting high pressed by the Cockburn Wolves. Sorry, the West Coast Cobras. Out wide. Vlasic. Kuzet tries to take down Ross, but Ross does exceptionally well to track back and see that one out of play. Just down the stream, ladies and gentlemen, be the momentary gap. We're just trying to get this issue resolved. Be back shortly. There is. Sorry, I know this is a big issue for everyone, just trying to get this issue resolved. Christie goes to the shot, and there's the opening goal for the West Coast Cobras. 1-0. Sorry, I know we didn't catch that, but the Cobras are 1-0 up. I'll just give you some almost radio feed if you'd like. Now we restart play with the Cockburn Wolves. Vlasic play that wide. Well defended there by Lachlan Ryan, and sees that one out of play. Vlasic inside to O'Driscoll, who's getting his first minutes from the match. Toth does it really well. Still in possession. James Toth goes for the shot, but Dudek collects. James Toth looking very dangerous in these opening stages. His first couple minutes for the foul of the match, as we see a rolling foul there called against the Cockburn Wolves. Ross. Christie out wide. Toth gets dispossessed. Wins the ball back. Christie Out to Ross. Ryan across to Christie. Toth skips past one, but the touch from Vlasic gets him dispossessed, and now Wolves are back in possession. Plays inside Spurtle. More shot here. Sees that one out of play, and it will be a Cockburn Wolves. Sorry, West Coast Cobras ball. Pizzuto down to Ryan. Does he keep it in play? He just does. Squares the ball. O'Driscoll does well. Clears his lines. Bertel Vlasic. Well defended. Now Toth in possession. Little one down to Ross. Ross brings it inside, goes to the shot. Exceptional defending there by Vlasic. We've just had the makeshift camera just for the moment while we get the main camera sorted. Cockburn Wolves ball. We'll have a timeout. We'll be back with you just after this break.
Futsal WA has social futsal competitions 5 nights a week, Mount Lawley and West Perth. Whether you're an individual or have a group of mates who want to play, there's a junior, men's, women's or mixed competition that will suit you. Contact us to get involved in futsal, an action-packed sport and the fastest growing sport in Australia.
Welcome back. We look like we've solved the issue. Just had to switch our cameras, but thank you for bearing with us, audience. I know that wasn't the most ideal scenario, especially in a big game like this, but we are back. We did miss the goal from Luke Christie. Luke Ross did get the assist for that one. And we can now focus back on the contest. Pizzuto to Toth. Ross goes for the switch ball to Toth, but James Toth's first touch just let him down. Played out wide, Bertel into Torres. Switches to Gavranic. Torres. Back out wide. Stefan Sivanovic. To Bertel. Gavranic getting well pressed there, and be a Cockburn Wolves ball. Sivanovic into Gavranic. Resets to Bertel. Out wide. Sivanovic into Torres. Cockburn Wolves are building into this game. And they've won themselves with the Cockburn Wolves. Cockburn Wolves have won themselves a free kick here. Czech Pizzuto is complaining, but definitely was a foul there from the West Coast Cobras. Here's a chance for Mark Gavranic to get his first of the match. He goes for a shot. Deflected wide for a corner. Torres hit Gavranic, and that pass just goes astray. Robles out to Cummings. Resets to Ross. Across to Pizzuto. Into Cummings. Back to Toff. Across to Ross. Back to Pizzuto. Beautiful switch of play there. Back to Ross. Down the line. Pizzuto shoots. That was exceptional play there by the West Coast Cobras. Just couldn't find the back of the net. Down to Gavranic. Goes to turn Ross. And that one goes out of play for a corner. Well defended by Luke Ross. Now Sivanovic to Gavranic. Ross again. Blocks that one out of play. Gavranic. Sivanovic. Down to Bertel. Back to Sivanovic. The follow-up. Tries to chip it, but Robles again. The exceptional double save there by Tom Robles. You thought that was going to find the back of the net, but Tom Robles, one of the best keepers in the league, came out of nowhere and denied Sivanovic. Now back to Torres. Across to Sivanovic. Played down the line. Bertel in possession. Goes for a shot, but well cleared out for a side kick. Gavranic. Sivanovic. Look to switch it as we see James Eustace check in for his first minutes of the match. What a crowd we have in here tonight. Definitely one of the biggest of the season. We love all the supporters, and we've also got 50 of you watching on the live stream, so we appreciate your support. Make sure you don't forget about our last match of the evening, Northern Hawks against Campio Cumbre. Well played there by Bertel to find Gavranic. Sivanovic. Down to Bertel. Pizzuto clears his lines. 25 seconds remaining. Bertel, there's not a long left. They want to get a shot off. Gavranic waits for Torres to come. And Ross just sees that one out for a side kick. Back to Gavranic. Resets to Sivanovic. Brings it inside. Back to Bertel, who shoots, and that one's out of play. And that will see us for the half. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but it looks like we're all good now with the new camera. We'll be back with you just after this break. back to the second half of action. Starting lineups, we've got Luke Ross, Marco Florenka, James Eustace and Lachlan Ryan. And for the Cockburn Wolves, we've got Connor O'Driscoll, Michael Vlasic, Stefan Savanovic and Kenor Moithius. It was a bit of a cagey affair in the first half. Only that one chance coming to Luke Christie that he took excellently and gave West Coast Cobras an early lead. But some half chances for either side, but nothing really came of it. As Lachlan Ryan, here's a chance. Michael Dudek went for the ball. Not a foul, and Lachlan Ryan's looking deadly on that turn. Vlasic almost jumped on top of his back, but Lachlan Ryan still managed to turn him inside out. O'Driscoll, well read there by Ross, and here's an opportunity, but well covered by O'Driscoll. Savanovic, Vlasic, Savanovic, back to Vlasic, across to Moithius. Robles does well, clears his lines, and now Ross back in possession. Ryan with the first time shot, and Dudek just did well to make sure it didn't get him behind through his legs. Ross out wide to Florenka. Florenka does well, skips past two, but just runs out of real estate on that left-hand side of the court. We'll restart play here with the Cockburn Wolves. Savanovic, wide to Vlasic. Down to O'Driscoll. Back roll to Moithius. Resets to Vlasic. Good 1-2 there between the pair. Goes for the cutback, but Ryan did well. And now Florenka has got a 2-on-1 and just runs out of room. Well defended there by Vlasic. Showed him the line. Wins himself a side ball. Out wide, Moithius. Down the line to O'Driscoll. Back to Vlasic. Across to Savanovic. Across to O'Driscoll. O'Driscoll would love to get a goal in this one. No foul called there. Play on. Cobras bench complaining. Well defended by Ross again. Vlasic. Across to Moithius. Handball there called against Luke Ross. Savanovic. Cross to O'Driscoll. Well defended, and that one just goes out of play. Now Ross gets caught out of possession. I think that ball was just rolling off the line, and now Wolves with an opportunity here. O'Driscoll tries to switch play, but well read by Christie. Now here comes Lachlan Ryan. Gets past one. 2-on-1 opportunity. Christie squares, and there's Lachlan Ryan. Can you believe it? Luke Christie with the assist. 2 goal contributions for him, and Lachlan Ryan sees that into the back of the net. Cockburn Wolves double their lead. And the Cockburn Wolves now have a big mountain to climb. What about Luke Christie? He's really showed up in this semi-final. Here comes O'Driscoll, and somehow that stayed out of the net, but there, O'Driscoll, against his former club, has halved the deficit, and we have a game on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. Just like that, they answer straight back. Just didn't catch it on the replay, but Connor O'Driscoll, a bit of a messy goal, but Cockburn Wolves will not care. Half the deficit, With 15 minutes remaining, I do not know how to call this. Still anyone's game. Ross, wide to Cummings. Christie, back to Pizzuto. Across to Cummings. Into Florenka. Christie, back to Pizzuto, back to Christie. Christie skips past one, resets to Florenka, brings it inside, across to Pizzuto. Now Cummings in possession. Christie gets past one, gets past two, still going! And Luke Christie! What a game he's having! 2 goals and an assist to his name. Skipped past both the defenders. They were closing in, skipped past both of them. Toe pokes it into the top right-hand corner. Past Michael Dudek, who never stood a chance against that one. And the West Coast Cobras regain that 2-goal advantage. Luke Christie, definitely the star man of the night. 2 goals and an assist. This is going exactly how Coach John Gutlich would have wanted. Said play on, but no advantage there. Bench of the West Coast Cobras saying, how is that called as an advantage? Cockburn Wolves just regain possession. But now, back with Florenka, brings it inside. Out to Christie, goes for the back post, and there's Pizzuto! It's goals galore! Ladies and gentlemen, Luke Christie with another assist to his name. And Jake Pizzuto, he will not have an any easier finish than that. At the back post, Michael Dudek didn't stand a chance. 4-1, and a timeout is called by the Cockburn Wolves. We'll be back with you just after this break. And we're back underway. Don't think if I've seen a better performance in a match, in a semi-final, no doubt, than what we've been experiencing by Luke Christie. He loves a big show. He loves the big stage. 2 goals, 2 assists. Cockburn Wolves had that timeout. Didn't get to hear what Coach Wumby was going to say during that break, but they're definitely not out of this match. There's still 13 minutes remaining. 3 goals the deficit. Definitely still in this contest. Florenka, delightful switcher play to Cummings, but Cummings' touch just couldn't get correct. Now Christie again. How lively has he looked, but just runs out of real estate in that occasion. Back to Bertel. Resets to Dudek. Out wide to Moithius. Bertel. Chips it down the line, Moithius. Back to Bertel. Here's an opportunity, but no, says Diego Florenka. Christie switches it to Pizzuto. Back to Christie, across to Cummings. Inside to Pizzuto, but Pizzuto's first touch just caught him off guard there. Sorry, the non-existent first touch caught him off guard there. That one went out of play. Now Wolves back in possession with Birtle. Plays it inside. Savanovic. Across to Gavrinic. Brings it inside. Resets to Birtle. Across to Savanovic. Inside to Gavrinic. Savanovic. Birtle. Moithius. Savanovic. Brings it inside. Gavrinic. Diego with excellent pressing, but Wolves still in possession. Counter-attacking opportunity. Just couldn't take it, and now good pressure by Cummings happening here. But Savanovic is happy to go back into his own half and reset play. Down the line, Savanovic. Switches to Gavrinic. Goes for the shot, but that chip ball over the bar. Not ever a threat for Tom Robles in goal. Robles hasn't had much to deal with as here comes Luke Christie again. He wouldn't, would he? No. Kuzet sees that one out of play. Christie, he's just having fun out here. As we see Azurskis check in for his first minutes of the match. Gavrinic tries to turn. Ross doing well. Defends that one and sees it out of play. Back to Dudek, who's, we know he likes to step up as a fifth man on side kicks. And here's an opportunity. Somehow it stays out of the net. Kuzet and Gavrinic needed to communicate better there, and one of them to go for the ball. Instead, they got trapped over each other. Now here come the West Coast Cobras. And there was Greg Azurskis. Hit the frame of the bar. Opportunities coming either end. Cross, Kuzet down to Savanovic. Try to flick it inside. Well defended again by Christie. Kuzet is a traditional left footer, but going right foot there. Inside of Birtle, first time shot, blocked by Pizzuto. Chip to Gavrinic, who volleys, and Robles saved very well there. Christie down the line to Ross. Down the line, Greg Azurskis! And it shaved the edge of the bar. There's opportunities coming either end. If Cockburn Wolves can get the next one, what a finale would have, but they'd still have a 2-goal deficit. Birtle, cross to Kuzet. Savanovic down to Kuzet, who shoots, but Robles collects happily. Ross into Florenka. They're happy to just keep the ball here, the West Coast Cobras. Down the line, Pizzuto. Excellent roll back, looking for the likes of Florenka, but just out of play off Kuzet. Wins himself a side ball. Marco Florenka takes the shot, blocked as we reset play here with Ross. Across to Pizzuto. Back to Florenka. Opportunity here for Wolves, well defended by Florenka. And now he comes on the attack inside. Bit of a trip, nothing called by the ref. Kuzet! And he just sees that one go out of play. Couldn't get the right call, right contact on that one. Again, Luke Ross has been called for the ball not being on the line. A bit of an amateur hour there for Luke Ross, but I'm sure he knows his mistake. Look to improve on the next one. Ryan into Toff. Toff brings it inside. Still going Toff. Well defended by Dudek, who brings it up.
Everybody's ready, right?
Well blocked there by the commentary team. Ryan back to Ross, across to Florenka. Ryan, Florenka, Toff, across to Ross, but just well intercepted there by Dudek. Gavranic, some step overs, brings it inside, switches to Savanovic, keeps it in play, goes for the toe poke. Looking for that back post, but there wasn't a runner and it was just went astray to find the back of the net. Robles. Out to Toff. Into Ross. Getting pressed well here by Birtle, but none of his teammates are supporting him. Ross. Florenka. Across to Toff. Good first touch. Savanovic had done excellently to get across and defend, and it is called as a goal kick despite claims from the coach John Goodlich. Gavranic shot, but not enough power on that one to trouble Robles. Ryan across to Toff. Here's an opportunity. Toff skips past one, but that one just goes out of play. Corner is called now for the West Coast Cobras. Bit of confusion there as Ryan on the left just shaves the bar. That right hand side post. Kuzet back to Birtle. Back to Kuzet. Tries to chip it down the line, but Ryan does well to see that one out of play. Gavranic try to find Birtle on the run, but it just runs out of real estate. Ross into Ryan. This is what he does so well. Still on his feet, still with the ball, but well defended by Kuzet. Florenka. Kuzet looks like on a man on a mission, but just a bit too much from him, and claims from the crowd, but it is just the one foul. So we see what West Coast Cobras can conjure up here. Marco goes for a run. Ross plays him. Just tries to switch it to Ryan. The contact on the ball, though, a bit too chippy, but they keep possession. Ross brings inside, goes for the shot. Well defended by Birtle. 4.5 minutes left on the clock. Toff to Ross. Ross brings it to the flank and resets to Florenka, out to Toff. He tries to skip past one. Foul is there called by James Toff. Birtle in possession. Switches to Gavranic. Brings it inside. Resets to Birtle. Across to Savanovic. Back rolls to Gavranic. Back to Sinanovic. Back to Birtle. Goes for the switch, but never going to challenge. And here's an opportunity for the Cobras on the counter. Toff drives down the line. Goes for the shot. Dudek palms it onto the bar. Look on the replay there, Toff. They showed him the line. He went for it. Went for the shot, and that was destined for the top corner. As we see Christie checked back on. Ross switched to Christie. Back to Ross, but just fluffed his lines there a little bit. Christie switches to Toff. To Ross. Back to Christie. Wide to Ryan. To Ross. Chips down the line. Kuzet reads it well, but heavy touch, and Ryan sees that long for Dudek, who rolls it out to Birtle. Cockburn Wolves, they really need to get going. 3 goals is the margin. Plenty of time if they can conjure something up. But they just haven't been creating enough chances to test Robles in goal, who has been exceptional. But at the moment, 2 minutes remaining, you'd have to say the West Coast Cobras, they are in the driving seat for the grand final next Saturday evening. As here comes Dudek on the run. Robles collects, and he can have a shot if he wants. Gives it to Ross instead, who resets to Christie. Happy to just keep the ball and work the clock down. Out to Ross. Diagonal ball looking for Pizzuto. Well read by Kuzet. And now here come the Wolves. Ryan, exceptional defensive work right there. And sees that one out of play. Kuzet wide to Gavranic. Looks to take on Ross, but just resets with Kuzet. Kuzet still going. Goes for the cutback. Runs into the wall for his efforts. Stefan Kuzet. Looks like he's injured himself on the wall. But he's alright. 90 seconds remaining. I have to say Cockburn Wolves will need a miracle if they want to get the result. Obviously, you do have to remember that Cockburn Wolves have a big squad and some of their players weren't able to get eligible for the final series. Into Cummings. Back to Ross. Across to Christie. Out wide to Pizzuto. Wide to Cummings. Brings it inside to Christie. Here's a chance. Can he get his hat trick? Well defended there by Luca Schultz. Ross wide to Cummings. Out to Christie. A big win this would be for the West Coast Cobras. They have found it difficult to break down this Cockburn Wolves team in the past, losing on both occasions during the regular season. But when it matters in the semi-final, they get the win. 30 seconds remaining. Schultz to Torres. Back to Schultz. To Savanovic. Back to Schultz. Dudek comes up. Torres goes for the shot, but Pizzuto just clears that one out of play. Cruz out on his left. Well saved by Robles. Savanovic looking for the ball inside. Ross does well to defend, and it's good that the Cobras have stayed clean. They've got the result. No cards. And they've gotten the win in the semi-final. Don't forget to join us for the next one where the where the Northern Hawks take on Rockingham Cumbia Cumbre. But that'll be all for this one. West Coast Cobras 4. Cockburn Wolves 1. And the goal scorers for West Coast Cobras, 2 to Luke Christie, 1 to Jake Pizzuto, and 1 to Lachlan Ryan. And for the Cockburn Wolves, the only goal scorer, Connor O'Driscoll. Thanks, and here are the match stats.